Skarest on gaming.
Hello everyone and welcome. We're going to do our rank 3 guide for the Brawlers Guild here. Our first up is going to be Blat. Blat has 3.7 million health and only has one ability, which is Split. Split will make a copy of himself that will sit at the health that he has when he makes the copy. Now they do not share a health pool, so trying to burn down through a massive amount of AoE is not going to be an option. Now his melee hits for about 6k or so, which isn't that big of a deal if you're dealing with one of them. However, as you can quickly see, they are exploding in how many I have here, and you're going to be getting hit by, instead of 1, 10, 15, 20 blats. So you're talking about 60, 120,000 damage if you get stuck in melee range of them. So if you do have a pet class, hunters or warlocks, send your pet in there, let them deal with it. If you are melee or another range class, prepare to go ahead and use some CC. For melee, I'd recommend that he is a bit faster than all the other blats. Go ahead and get him out of the group and just slowly backpedal while you're attacking him. He should stay in front of the rest of the little blats, allowing you to DPS just him and only taking hits from him, maybe one or two more, but allowing you to avoid the main pack, and that is essential. You get caught in that main pack, you're going to die really quick. So as long as you can keep him out of that group as a melee, you should be okay. As a range, just keep range, keep those CC going on, roll your dots if you happen to be a Shadow Priest or a Warlock or something of that nature, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem with him at that point in time. For our second fight in rank 3, we'll be going up against Sonoriac. Sonoriac has 2.1 million health and has a big list of abilities. However, most of them don't mean anything to you. You have your Fireball, which is a 3-second fast fire damage. You have your Flame Buffet at 2-second fire damage, which will increase the fire damage you take for 15 seconds. A Pyroblast, 6-second cast, puts a dot on you. Then you have the only two you really got to worry about, your Heated Weapon and your Firewall. Your Heated Weapon will hit like a truck. You're talking about 60 to 80k, and that's if you don't have the Flame Buffet already on you. However, your big concern is that Firewall. As you can see, I got hit 3 times in rapid succession there, and it almost killed me. With Firewall, you're either going to want to get that interrupt on there if you have an interrupt available, or you're going to want to make it a point to move. It kind of makes it into a C shape that closes, so it does give you a brief wall that you can run through. As you can see, I did right there, and it allows you to get out of it. He is susceptible to stuns and things of that nature, so you can stun that ability out of him, or just make sure you get that interrupt real quick and be prepared to pop defensive cooldowns in order to survive the Heated Weapon. For our third fight in rank 3, we'll be going up against Ix. Now Ix has 13.4 million health, but as you can see, he only starts at a very small percentage of that. This is a good ability, and this is a good thing actually, because it allows you to get those ending abilities going right away. For example, I start using Drain Soul because he's sub 20%, so any of those abilities that trigger or are more powerful below that 20%, 25% threshold, you're allowed to use, which helps a lot because it will speed up the battle just a wee bit in that case. Now, Ix only has one real ability, which is a Devastating Thrust, which does a cone of damage for 75% of the target's max health to all enemies in front of him. If you get hit, you're going to die. Now, he also does his melee, which on a Clothy will hit about 40k. This makes this kind of tricky. If you have a pet class, like I do in my case, go ahead and let the pet deal with him, and go ahead and burn him down. If you do not, however, you're going to need to be able to be prepared to move out of that cone. Running through him seems to not work for a lot of people. Seems to work better if you go ahead and strafe around him in order to avoid that. Be prepared with defensive cooldowns. That way you can order to survive those 40k melee hits as well. Now for our last fight in rank 3, we're going up against Mazharine, who has 1.8 million health. Now, Mazarine doesn't have any real abilities that you have to worry about stopping or anything of that nature. Instead, what happens is as his health goes down, he gains strength, causing him to hit like a truck. Towards the end, he was hitting me for about 130,000 per swing, and he swings quick. So you're going to want to save defensive cooldowns, and I'd probably save your DPS cooldowns, although I didn't for the last part, to allow for a quicker burn, and keep him stunned or feared. As long as you can stay away from him towards the end, you shouldn't have too much of a problem with this particular guy. Well, folks, I do thank you all for watching. If you could do me a favor, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. That would do me great benefits. Otherwise, folks, if you have any comments, anything of that nature, leave them in the comment section below. I'll see you folks in rank 4.